Hello, EduMagicians. Welcome to the EduMagic Podcast with your host, Dr. Sam Fecich. Dr. Sam is a professor of education, author of EduMagic, and a pumpkin spice latte fan. This podcast is designed for pre-service teachers. Remember, friends, teaching doesn't begin at graduation, but during that first class at 8 a.m. Let's get this party started.
This podcast is a proud member of the Teach Better Podcast Network. Better today, better tomorrow, and the podcast to get you there. Explore more podcasts at www.teachbetterpodcastnetwork.com. Now let's get on to the episode.
Hello, EduMagicians, and welcome back to another episode of the EduMagic Podcast. My name is Dr. Sam Fecich, and today we are going to make a Meet the Teacher candidate letter. So what this is a letter that you can take into your field placements, observations, and it's just a nice little introductory page all about you. You can email this letter to a cooperating teacher or a mentor teacher. You can print it out and bring a copy to your field placement. But this letter is a little bit different than a Meet the Student Teacher letter because in a field experience, this is a shorter experience that you have, maybe 3 weeks or 2 weeks in a classroom, as opposed to a student teacher when you're in there for 8 or 15 weeks. So this letter is really important because it can be used to introduce yourself to a cooperating teacher. Also, cooperating teachers can use this letter to send home to families so families are aware that there is a field student in their classroom. So let's go ahead and talk about the steps to making a Meet the Teacher candidate letter. So it's important first and foremost to have that heading on your letter that says Meet the Teacher candidate or Meet the Field Student letter or something like that, where you're clearly identifying yourself as a field student or as a teacher candidate. When creating your letter, make sure that your theme is creative and aesthetically pleasing. It's not too busy and it's professional, clean, and neat. Because this is a nice first handshake to your cooperating teacher and to the families of the students. So you don't want too much color, but you don't want it to be sparse. You want it to be appropriate and visually appealing for students. So if you go and check out, there's tons of templates on Teachers Pay Teachers. I even have one you can grab over in the EduMagic store on Teachers Pay Teachers. There's also a few you can grab over on Canva. There's so many themes that you can choose from, so you really don't have to recreate the wheel. Next, once you've chosen a theme and you have an appropriate heading, you're going to want to have a nice welcome introduction to your letter. So having 2 or 3 sentences introducing yourself and why you'll be in the classroom that semester. So maybe describing some of the duties you'll be doing in the classroom, how you're excited to be there. You can share about what college, university you're coming from as a teacher candidate and that you're looking forward to growing and learning and helping their students learn alongside you. So it's a really nice introduction, a little bit about you, where you're from, what you're going to be doing in that classroom. Then you can share a little bit about your professional experiences, 2 to 3 sentences about your college and high school experience, focusing on why you chose to be a teacher. Then you can share what you love about education. This is a really fun one to do. So explaining why you want to be an educator and sharing about some examples or what your passion is for teaching, what you're excited about when it comes to teaching and learning. And then you can include some of your favorites. And this is a really fun one to do with icons or with emojis. You could share some of your favorites, like favorite book, food, movie, those types of things. I've even seen a few field students add in maybe pictures of themselves when they were in that grade that they're going to be a field student in. So that's kind of fun too. And by adding in those favorites and those likes, you're able to make those connections with students. So that's a really fun way to do it. And then the last thing you're going to want to add is a picture of yourself, a nice professional photo. Now, it doesn't have to be glamour shots or a senior picture, just a professional photo of you and just you. So make sure you have that on your letter. And next, you're going to want to make sure that you read through your letter, proofread it multiple times, read it out loud, have a friend read it to you, make sure there are no grammatical mistakes in that letter. And you want to make sure that it's professional, clean, neat, and grammatically correct. All right, so if you head on over to the show notes, there's all these steps are laid out there for you. You're ready to go. And I would really love to see your meet the field student letter. So please send it over to me over on Instagram. That's at @sfecich. I would love to share and see what you have created. All right, EduMagicians, remember, you have the EduMagic within you. Bye for now.
And there you have it, EduMagicians. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with your friends. For more EduMagic, check out sfecich.com and follow Dr. Sam on Twitter and Instagram at @sfecich. Until next time, you have the EduMagic within you.